Hi everyone, just want to take the time to welcome you back to the latest stream of the Nerds of the Round Table live stream. I switched things up a little bit, tried going with the headset, see if this mic picks up my voice a little better. There's some weird background noise using the integrated mic on my laptop. Depending on how well that works out on this stream, we might go with the headset all the time or not. Not 100% sure. But the main reason behind this live broadcast that is was going to give us a chance to talk about the cancellation of Dollhouse. I know we'd mentioned it before in the online post, but just recently Fox made the announcement that they were canceling Dollhouse. Luckily, there's enough time that Joss Whedon should be able to finish the show up, finish the way he envisioned it rather, before it goes off the air. There's been rumors that there's going to be a sequel to the season finale from season 1 that was Epitaph 1. This is supposedly going to be called Epitaph 2. It's also going to guest star Felicia Day from The Guild, of course, and earlier stints on Buffy. But at the very least, Joss Whedon's going to get a chance to finish up the show at least close to how he envisioned it. We'll see how good it turns out being. I don't know how myself, but hopefully good. But the big thing is there's a lot of guessing as to why Dollhouse got canceled. Well, there's a few trains of thought on that one, at least in my mind. First of all, it was a Whedon show on Fox. It was cursed to begin with. Let's look at the track record here. Firefly, great show. Fox kind of put it up there the wrong way. Didn't catch on with viewers, probably because they showed the second episode first, but nevertheless, didn't catch on with viewers. That probably hurt. The other thing is a Friday night time slot. I don't know about you guys, but if it weren't for my DVR, I would not watch a lot of Friday night TV. I mean, because Friday night for me, it catches both Dollhouse and Smallville. Both shows I really wish weren't on Fridays because I'd have more of an opportunity to watch them when they air live instead of just recording and trying to watch at a later time. But here's the big thing on why Dollhouse might get canceled, my opinion at least. If you look at a lot of Joss Whedon's other shows like Buffy, Angel, and Firefly, the main cast formed what you could almost call an extended family of types. I mean, look at Buffy for instance. She has her Scoobies, all the guys that she grew up with on the Hellmouth rather once she moved there. Angel had his people that came to work with him at the Angel Investigations Detective Agency, became almost like a family. And then you look at Firefly, and this is your best example. Captain Mal's crew basically was his family in his mind. I mean, when you look at Dollhouse, you don't get that dynamic. I mean, part of that might be because Echo's changing from week to week, and there's subtle undercurrents of a consistent personality that are starting to come out now. But you have a real hard time getting those connections between people like you'd see in the other Joss Whedon shows. And I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I find it a little harder to get invested in a show if you're not really catching on to any of the characters. I mean, in Joss Whedon shows, it's that sense of family, that sense of togetherness that really draws people in because they become interested in what's going to happen to the group and the dynamic. And I think in this case, it probably hurt Dollhouse a little bit that it changed so much from week to week. I mean, it's starting to get a little more consistent now. You've got an idea of what all the characters are like. You're getting used to their quirks, but it took so long to get into it. I just think it was hard to catch on with it. I mean, I enjoy the show and I like it a lot more than I did when it first started, but I can't really say I'm going to be disappointed that it leaves. I might occasionally go, man, I wish I could watch Dollhouse, but the lack of Dollhouse really isn't going to be adversely affecting me. Excuse me. That was about it I wanted to say on Dollhouse, but if you've been following the site, we've put a couple updates up today, some short ones, in addition to yesterday's update saying that Chuck's coming back in January 10th. I don't know about you guys, pretty dang excited about that. I've always enjoyed that show. And the big thing they're going to do is they're going to copy Fox almost. The Chuck premiere is going to be a 2 hour premiere on Sunday night, followed up by the very next day on Monday. It moves back to its normal time slot right before Heroes. So in 2 days we're going to get about 3 hours worth of Chuck. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty dang excited about that. It's been off the air for far too long, and I'm glad it's coming back early because original rumors said it wasn't coming back until after the Olympics. So at the very least, we're gonna have Chuck back a little earlier. It's gonna give Heroes a stronger lead in. Hopefully that's enough that more people start coming back watching Heroes again. But I don't know if I'm even gonna be hanging around with Heroes much longer. I'm starting to get pretty dang bored with it. Some other things we put up today, just came upon them while we were trolling about the net, and a couple YouTube videos. The first one, Google's that I want to talk about is the Google Batman ad they put out to go with their new marketing campaign called "Every Search is a Quest, Every Quest is a Story." If you guys haven't seen it, it's the first post up right now on the Nerds Roundtable page. It is actually pretty dang funny for a 30-second clip. I'm not going to spoil it for you. I'd really suggest watching it for yourself, but I would say that the guys at Google have nailed it in making a pretty nerd-friendly, geek-friendly trailer. Of course, it would probably have to be considering it's for a Google. It's an ad for Google, rather. Other thing we put up, I ran into this yesterday, was a The Dark Knight parody. Really funny music video. Uh, it's well worth checking out. Again, I don't want to ruin it for you, so if you get a chance, I would strongly suggest that you take a look at it. It's only about 2.5 minutes long, but if you enjoyed The Dark Knight, you enjoy Batman, you're going to get a few good laughs out of it, so it's well worth checking out. Also, we've got a couple new posts coming up for you guys tomorrow. I'm not going to spoil them too much, but I'll give you an idea of what they're about. We've got another post on Smallville. We're going to be talking about the Justice Society a little bit. I'm not going to tell you what we're talking about yet. You'll have to check it out tomorrow. And also, we're going to be talking about the new Family Guy Star Wars movie. If you guys hadn't heard, it's going to be called Something Something Dark Side, and it's the sequel to Blue Harvest. Blue Harvest was a parody of Star Wars Episode 4, and Something Something Dark Side will be a parody of Star Wars Episode 5, which was The Empire Strikes Back. Arguably the best Star Wars movie that came out. I I dare someone to prove me wrong on that. Some other news from the site. One of our other posters, Ferg, he's got a couple posts that are in the can. We're probably gonna have one of them come out either tomorrow or on Monday. I haven't quite decided yet. It just depends on how the schedule fills up. I'd lean more towards Monday right now, but he found a really cool article to check out on the net and talked a little bit about it. It's well worth checking out, especially if you're a Battlestar Galactica fan, especially if you're a fan of Edward James Olmos. Also coming up on Monday, we're going to talk a little bit about Chuck. We've got some more information on season 3. So if you're a Chuck fan, definitely check that out. Also, if you guys missed it, we talked about in the earlier Chuck post who the guest stars were going to be for this season. They've got some big names, one of which Brandon Routh, who played Superman in Superman Returns, is guest starring as another spy, and also Kristen Kruk, who was on Smallville as Lana Lang, is also going to be guest starring on the show. I'm not too sure what she's going to be doing, but it looks like from trailers and previews that come out, she's going to be another love interest for Chuck. So we'll have to look and see how that develops. Also, some other guest stars that have been announced of being on there is Angie Harmon and Stone Cold Steve Austin from the World Wrestling Federation champion of old times is going to be guest starring on Chuck as a self-defense instructor for Chuck. I don't know. I've only seen maybe about 2 or 3 seconds of him on Chuck, so I have no idea how funny it'll be. But I get the idea it will end up being pretty dang funny. Guys, I wanted to take this update today just to talk to you a little bit about the things that we had going on the site. I hope you guys are checking it out. If you guys are new to this stream, I encourage you to check out the website. It's nerdsoftheroundtable.com. We're trying to continue our schedule of putting updates on every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Right now we got about myself, I'm trying to put a post up every one of those days, and a couple of my contributors are coming online and starting to put a little more information in. So look for things to get mixed up a little bit, some new posts that might have a little bit different flair than mine, because I know I'm very TV, movie, comic centric. Some of these other guys are not quite that focused, so hopefully we can spread things out, start talking about maybe some computers, things like that again, computer games, iPhone apps. We're going to be spreading that out a little bit. I just want to take this time. Thanks, guys, for checking us out, and I strongly encourage you to go check out the website, nerdstheroundtable.com. Thanks for listening tonight or listening to the recording, and hope to see you on the website. Good night.